What's going on, Speed Squad? Connor Speed 6 here, back with a very special video. As you can see, we are playing Dirt 5. Special thank you to Codemasters. They reached out to me recently and asked if I would be interested in taking a look at Dirt 5 and getting some access to some very exclusive content that they hadn't even released yet to the world. So this is all new to everyone. Everyone outside of the people who have early access to this. They hadn't even released this to social media until today. So now you're going to be able to see this firsthand. Dirt 5, they have come up with an all new gameplay style. It's called Playgrounds. Now in Playgrounds, what you'll be able to do is you will be able to create your own type of custom routes. But they're not custom routes in the sense of building a point-to-point race necessarily on like a rally stage. These are much more different. As you can see by some of these choices down here in the browse category, you've got everything from rings of fire to big jumps to looks like cargo containers, all kinds of stuff down here. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and jump in and show you some of these features. Yeah, so in this browse area, you will be able to look into the featured routes. Those are routes that are featured by the developers. And then this bills for skills. I'm not sure exactly what that is. That looks like, however, maybe a Gymkhana themed event of some sort. I'm not sure. But down here, it'll show you like the most popular routes that have been built so far. You can click on plus to show more of those. I'm not sure what Lucky Dip is. I haven't dug into this any, but I think it may just be a random assortment of new routes. Then the most played will be literally a list of the most played custom Playgrounds events to date. You can always go in and search. So for example, if I have some routes built, you could search my gamertag, which is PTG Connor Speed, and it will show you all of my customs to date. Now, in this screen, you can again click Discover to show the screen that I was just on, or you can go into Load, which would be one of like your current saved routes that you're working on, or you can go in and look at a published route, which I already have one. We will take a look at that here in just a few minutes. So we have 3 different arenas to choose from in this build of the game right now. If I remember correctly, there are 1 or 2 more. We will find out, of course, whenever the game goes live in October. But you've got an indoor Cape Town stadium. Cape Town is obviously in South Africa. And then you have Mesa Valley, Arizona, both small and large. I'm not sure why you would use small, but you can, it's up to you. Let me just go over and show you the route that I built. So I built a route called Stadium Rallycross. It's not a long route, so I do have to say, disclaimer, this route took about 2.5 to 3 hours for me to build. Granted, it was the first time getting into this and looking at the different pieces and adjusting accordingly. I had to go back and actually delete like all the fencing and adjust it. So just keep that in mind. But these things, they are they can be very detailed. As you will see, mine is extremely detailed. Let's actually take a look at this. It's going to throw me into sort of an event where I set a fast time. I think the fastest time I ran on it thus far is 1 minute 6 seconds. So that sort of tells you it's a small little event, but it is extremely technical. It's a lot compacted into that little area. So let's take a look at this. So yeah, see, it throws you right into the event. So you'll see the handling. Oh. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a quick lap really fast so you can just sort of see the layout of the route, and then we will actually take a slow route, or a slow drive rather, around this track so you can see it in more detail. It's really fun. Oh, that's difficult. Okay. This is the most difficult part of the track right here. It's super tight. And a little tap on the tire wall. Oh yeah, just bin it, why not? This is so much fun though. This is one of the greatest features I've ever seen in a racing game. So I wanted to build this route to actually mimic like a supermoto track that you would see dirt bikes take laps on. Supercross, that's what it's called. So that's why I named it Stadium Rallycross. One more little jump and across the line. So that right there was my first route that I've ever built on this. Let's go back and we're gonna drive it a little bit slower so we can see some detail here. So you got your start line. Start line, of course, is like any other. Unfortunately, there's not an option for circuits. It just has this type of start with that wall at the back. So, but that's okay. But you can see all the detail here. You've got barriers that you can place. So they've got the straight ones there that you can see. Then they've got these huge cornered fence sections, which weren't really necessary, but it was just for the overall layout. You can lay these hay bales, fencing up hills. As you can see, a monster energy can. You've got different variations of, or different degrees rather, of ramps and jumps. You can do these banked turns. You can do advertising, which is up here. There's so many different things you can do. But we'll get into that more here in just a minute. This is my route. I've got like a 5 checkpoint route, I believe. 5 checkpoints, including the start. But yeah, you can see how detailed this can really be. I mean, you have to put in those lamps, the lamp posts shown there. You have to put in all this signage, all the advertising for the game, everything. You can place this anywhere you want in any form or fashion. It's fantastic. There are some limitations, of course, when connecting things, but you'll see more of that here after we jump out of this. But yeah, there's your Monster Energy advertisement can. Can't go without one of those. You can even put these backhoes and trucks and stuff, and so much other stuff in these races. It's pretty incredible. Honestly, this is a fairly straightforward route. It's just a race route lined. Yeah, you can put those screens there, everything. So you can really get insanely detailed, which I will try to go into that here a little bit more here in a second. Hey, watch that wall. So of course mine is not super realistic. That's not the point of this. The point of this is for you to just go in, have a little bit of fun, make something challenging, and see how the community likes it. Alright, so now let's go in and start creating something. We're not going to do anything spectacular, but I will just go through sort of the pieces that you can use to build these custom events and just show you how insane you can really get. So let's go to Mesa Valley, Arizona Large, since you've already seen the indoor stadium. This is so much fun. I can't elaborate how incredible this is. I know that it seems like it's a little bit of a small, compact area to build stuff like this, but it is so much fun just sort of letting your imagination run wild, and there's so many different creative freedoms you can take here. As you can see here, on the left here, you can create the route, so that literally just takes you in to build everything. Once you've sort of put some things together, you can test the route, actually drive a car on it. So challenge settings, you can adjust this from Gate Crasher, which is a start finish with checkpoints in between, or you can build a Gymkhana route. Let's get to creating. So what you can do here is you can literally just move your camera around using your joysticks here. So you can spin around, of course, look down, look up, and then you can move around the entire arena. So what I will do is just throw a start point way out here in the corner, and we're going to have a little bit of fun. So on the bottom here of the screen, you see your different options. The menu takes you right back to where you were. However, in order to throw some objects down onto the ground, you have to hit X, which is the object browser. Starting from the very first page, I guess, of obstacles. Here's your start finish line that I was talking about. So you hit A to place it, and then you can move around it to look. You can hit your right bumper, so you can get a direct up-down overhead view on it, so you can snap it into place perfectly, and then right bumper back out. You can move this thing around any way you want. You can rotate it. It doesn't have to be, 90 degrees. You can do different angles. So if you wanted to start in the corner at an angle, you can do that. Let's just do that just because. After you select or drop something, it leaves you with that item, which makes it easier to do things whenever you're stacking, if you want to stack stuff really high. But if you don't want to, you can hit X to change, or you can just hit B to get rid of it and move around to look. Yeah, as you can see, we've got different things. So for a Gymkhana course, you've got this stuff where you can, rotate it around, so you can hit those as like a drift target. Drift gates. So for example, you can place a drift gate there, rotate it a little bit, drop it down to a medium drift gate. Let's adjust that, there we go. And then throw a small drift gate at the very end if you really want to try to do something skillful, which I probably won't be able to do that. But yeah, so that's some of that. They've got large drift corners. Set a 90 degree. This is a 45 degree drift corner. You've got some bonus ramps of different sizes. So you've got a, let's see, small, medium, large. Then you've got donut objects or drift pads, basically. You've got a fountain. You've got a fire feature in the middle, and then whatever that just looks like a cone. And then a small narrow gap to drive the car through. There are a couple more down below. It's nothing super important, but every time I go down there, the game crashes, so I'm not gonna go into that. Again, this is the beginning stages, or it's not completely finished yet, so there are going to be some things that obviously don't work as well as when it was finished. So let's move over here a little bit. You've got different platform blocks. So you've got platform blocks, banks, and barriers, as well as dirt blocks and dirt banks and mounds. So if we were to take this this bank, we could take it straight from that little drift area. We got the bank, then we have to go up to the block. That was, I believe, a 2 meter, yes. So you've got different heights. So you've got small blocks, medium blocks. You see how the size variance differs. Small blocks, medium blocks, again, different sizes, 1 meter, 2 meter, 1 meter, 2 meter, 4 meters, sorry. And then you've got even larger. Then you've got pedestals on the platforms, and then you've got big tables where you could really just get real crazy and stack these things way up, have a whole racetrack in the bottom of it. On every level you could have racing. It's incredible. You could get so detailed with this stuff. So here, let's just have a little fun really fast. Throw something quick together. All right. Now let's get a big block here. Okay, so we've got just a simple little ramp up to a higher ramp up. Then again, you could put these gigantic platforms. Here, let's actually adjust this. Also, if you need to see higher up in the sky, like for example, if your route starts going super high, you just hit the up button on your D-pad, it raises the camera up, which makes it nice to be able to see what you're working on. And it's nice because it sort of snaps into place. You do have to check every once in a while to make sure they are lined up properly, because sometimes it snaps in just a little bit off, which is okay, especially on like here, let me show you. They've got the barriers you can choose from. So here, let's actually look at the barriers. So you've got this little 2 meter bank, and then you have 2 meter bank barriers to choose from as well to make it easy. So again, simple rotation. See what I mean? How it snapped in, but it's not technically right on. But you could have it to where you just have it hanging off the side. That's up to you. I actually like to have it sort of on the edge. I don't know why. That's just me being OCD about it. All right, so this one isn't angled, of course, that's flat. So we've got a 2 fence barrier here is what we'll call it, because it's got 2 blocks on this level. And then you've got even a higher angle here, which is, I believe, a 4 meter. Okay, so that sort of gives you the gist of that. Now from there, you can do all sorts of things. So raise the map, or raise the camera up just a little bit. Now from here, if you wanted to get a little crazy, you could even throw some banking Let's do 3. Let's start with a 3-meter bank. So you have to get rid of this. You just hit Y to delete it. Select the item you want to get rid of. Hit Y, that deletes it. It's really nice. 3-meter wedge to butt up against. Let's throw a little 3-meter wedge in there. And voila, we got ourselves a nice little banked sort of hairpin corner, I guess. You could, I mean, you could really set your race route. You know, you could run, let's see, tire barriers along this edge here to create your, or your track outline. Turn this bad boy sideways. Tell you what, let's adjust this a little bit just because it's driving me crazy. Throw a little hay bale in there to fill in the gap. And boom, you have yourself just a nice little racing, a track line that you can follow. You've got a fun little obstacle in there. And of course you can always go back and update the barriers and things like that. So throw your barriers along the edges here. Yeah, then just get this snapped in. Maybe, there we go. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, you've got yourself a nice little race started. Again, the sky is quite literally the limit. You could stack these gigantic blocks as high as you want, I think. I'm not sure exactly how high. Keep raising the camera up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 stacked right now. I'm assuming you can go significantly higher, but I'm not sure. I'm assuming each camera click is one more level. So you could really do anything you want with these things as long as your mind is expansive enough to come up with something really cool and really fun and really unique. This could be one of the absolute best features ever added to a racing game. It is incredibly fun. Again, I spent nearly 4 hours building the one in the stadium. I spent a couple hours building one just for this video that was super technical and stuff like that. But unfortunately, being that it's before the game has been released, it glitched out a little bit and the game froze, which is okay. It was literally just me showing you what the routes could be. So you can do anything that you put your mind to here. You can put, yeah, check these out. These are really fun too. Yeah, so if you really wanted to as well, you could even make little spiral, I don't know, spiral, you could make a little spiral racetrack and use these different pieces. There's all kinds of different stuff. You've got the long banked corners you could use. It's just fantastic. I mean, there's so many different things. So many different things you can do here. It's awesome. It really is so cool. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you're limited to only what your imagination is limited to. You can do so many things in this game using this. You've got, again, dump truck, you've got a backhoe, you've got a porta potty, you've got cones, you've got shipping containers with arches, you've got everything that you need to truly make, I don't know, just the coolest, most insane race you can imagine for the community to take part in. It's so much fun. I am going to spend nearly all of my time doing this, honestly. It is a ton of fun, and I really just can't wait for the community to be able to do this and have fun too. Yeah, oh wait, so since this is Gymkhana, it looks like you only have a certain amount of time to be able to do these certain events that you have set up. But yeah, it's awesome. You can just build something, you can go in and immediately test it. If it doesn't work, you can adjust it. It's perfect. They've really thought of everything. Rip. But yeah, I mean, it's just fantastic. Like I said, This is one of the greatest features I've ever seen in a racing game. It's so much fun. You can literally just set up little things like that, little obstacles, and just cruise around. You don't even have to be in a race. You can just do it for fun, and just have some, have some free time, just toying around, getting to know how the cars feel and everything like that. It's fantastic. So definitely going to be an extremely fun game to have. In closing, this is going to be an absolutely fantastic game. Yes, it's more of an arcade style racing game, but it is incredibly fun so far. Again, I have limited access to the game, only to this playgrounds section, and driving limited cars. I'm going to actually release a video later on showing all of the cars that are in the game that I can see. But yeah, this is going to be really incredible to see what you guys in the community comes up with. I highly recommend jumping on this game. Again, massive thank you to Codemasters for allowing me this opportunity to play this game early. I am so honored to be able to do this. I understand not everyone gets to do this, so I genuinely appreciate this opportunity. But yeah, that's it for this video. I know it was a bit long, but hopefully you took a little bit of something away from this to where it can push you to buy this game, because it's going to be fantastic. Again, I don't have the full game, so I can't do a full wrap-up or a full breakdown of the game and my thoughts, but from what I have seen so far, this is going to be huge. I cannot wait to share some more content with you from this game. Please make sure and leave me a like. Be sure to subscribe, turn the notifications on so you never miss an upload from me. I will be spending a lot of time on this game, even on just this Playgrounds feature right now before the game is released. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here and sticking it out with me. Until next time, I'm Connor Speed 6. Much love, everyone. See you soon.